Hey guys, Hilcoria here. Before we start, I was told to inform you guys regarding a change that has occurred since the recording of this episode. Our hosts talk with Macaroni about the Constable's paper, the newspaper outlet in the CA owned by Macaroni. Since the recording of this episode, the Constable's paper has since merged with the media team's newspaper, becoming the one and only news outlet for the CA known as the Continental Times, which is owned by Macaroni. To avoid any confusion, any mentioning of Macaroni's Constable's paper is actually referring to the Continental Times and not the Constable's paper. With this, the Continental Times is looking for new staff to add to their roster. If you are interested, please contact Macaroni in DMs for details and join the Discord to stay in the loop of what's going on around the Continental Army. Anyway, I won't hold you guys any longer. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the greatest podcast in the entire Continental Army, the Daily Guardsmen. Today, I will be your host, Cody Kalinius.
And I am your co-host, King.
And today, we have a special guest, reigning from the land of the military police, written by Hyena01, Macaroni9012.
Round of applause.
Round of applause. Let's go. The big man himself. Who's known for doing a lot of law enforcement. All right, Macaroni, welcome to the podcast. First off, we thank you for being here, and we'll get right into these questions, man. So a lot of people know this. It's become quite the joke in CICG. You gave me some water laps, and I think Epic 998 did it with me. You gave me some water laps. You want to explain this this beef?
What's the beef between you and Cody?
So Cody was actually throwing grenades in the fort, and
allegedly,
sure. And Rix gave him water laps and helljacks, and told me to wash them. Cody, I don't know why you're blaming me for this. So.
Well, obviously.
All right, so you're just blaming the black guy.
You're blaming the person of color.
This is all the black person's fault.
Yeah, I mean the racism in the military police needs to be stopped. You know, when Wake comes on to do his episode, which he's definitely going to do, and definitely not going to say no. When he comes on and does that, we're going to talk about the rampant racism.
We're going to talk about the racial divide in MP if Wake wants to come on the podcast, which I think he should.
But yeah, Macaroni, we can squash this beef.
Yeah.
And get to the serious questions.
So like Cody said, it's kind of a running joke in CICG. Anytime someone's, acting a fool on Bunker Hill or something, we just yell in the VC, "Oh, we're gonna go get Macaroni," and then he's gonna make you do water laps,
which I will happily do.
Yeah, no.
Just make sure you start with Thunder Kid.
Yeah, exactly. Well, for every CICG watching this is a warning. You do anything bad, and Macaroni will make you do 6 water laps around Bunker Hill.
He's gonna get you.
But Macaroni, speaking about you being military police, you've had a pretty long CA career, as we know. You know, you've been here since 2020, before me or King Swag joined. You want to tell us about your career?
2 months, okay.
Like just when you joined, when you became MP, your story.
So as you said, I joined in 2020, and I joined Dragoons, where I reached the rank of private, but then I went inactive for 2 years. Then, when I came back, I joined Rifles, got up to private, went inactive for a year, but then came back, joined GMB, got to Corporal twice, but also resigned twice, and then eventually joined MP, where I'm now a Master Sergeant. So quite the journey.
So you've bounced around a few different regiments here. Would you say that MP's been your most enjoyable regiment? Have you had the most fun in MP? You can be honest.
Surprisingly, not really.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Although MP has been great fun. I think
is Wake gonna be happy when he hears this?
Probably not.
Well, I don't think MP is supposed to be like an incredibly fun, outgoing regiment. Now, I mean, you're police officers. I mean, you're Lego police officers. I'm not. But I mean, you
What do you think about George Floyd?
Okay, a little political here, but we're on the topic of police. Or regiments per se. You've been in other regiments, Macaroni? Like you were in MP, we know that, but what other regiments did you participate in? I mean, 4 years, you must have joined a couple.
If I actually, 1 second. Okay, so
You have to check the
I was
records.
in, yeah,
Blood doesn't remember.
I was in Dragoons for about a month, less than a month, about maybe 24 days.
Bro, gave the exact date. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Who was your CO when you were in Dragoons?
I believe that was Bullfrog.
Oh, Bullfrog.
Yeah.
Dude, Bullfrog, you just take part of his footsteps, man. Bullfrog is one of the greatest reporters in CA history. A Bullfrog report is like a badge of honor for being an OG. Like most OGs don't say, yeah, I joined in 2019. They say, yeah, Bullfrog reported me. Like, it's actually kind of funny. Yeah, Dragoons for 24 days. That was probably, what, 2020?
Then I went to, in 2022, I went to Rifles for, approximately a month. Yeah, a month.
So you're a monthly man, huh?
So yeah. So why is there any reason you just kept going from regiment to regiment here? You didn't feel welcome or something?
Not really.
From what I hear, it's like you join a regiment, then you get like bored of CA, then you just like quit Roblox, then you come back.
Or is it just the world classic excuse that Billy loves to hear? I just want to explore other regiments.
It was just losing interest in the CA. I go through these like cycles of interests.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, you've been in a MP for a while.
Yeah, 5 months. About
5 months.
now.
So basically,
over.
you joined at the start of the year, basically.
I joined in late December.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And you also, I think you stated somewhere before that you were a NCO and GMB last year.
Yes. Yeah. I became a corporal twice. And I resigned twice. After my second resignation, that's when I joined the military police.
Yeah, I see. So
what do you think about those individuals who want to defund the Continental Military Police?
Oh, yep, that's really big.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that they're wrong. The major reason that I've heard is that officers can do all the things that MP can.
Yeah, but officers are like really lazy.
Yeah, I've experienced many officers not even know the ML that they're taught in the officer academy, and it's just not a good reason to defund.
All right, Macaroni. As of this recording, today is May 31st. It is a Friday. Tomorrow at 3:45 p.m., CICG and MP will be facing off in the first day of seasons. It's the first day of Season X, and we are facing each other. Give us your thoughts on that upcoming match, any predictions, what's going to happen, stuff like that.
So during that match, I honestly don't think the MP has much of a chance in winning unless they have a major deficit.
You gotta sound confident. Talk some trash.
Yeah,
do something.
You gotta say MP's gonna win 50-1.
I'm not good at trash.
I was talking I was talking to John last night about the same thing, and he said the same thing: is that they're just not even.
Yeah, dude, you guys, UMP don't have any optimism for your season. In CICG, we're awful, man, because we're just like, we're gonna get the crown season, we're gonna beat Rifles, we're gonna beat 7th, then we end up losing to everybody.
No, that's just under.
Oh well, it is under, but like in the past we've done that because we'll have like really good off season. We'll be like, crown season is possible, guys. We'll do it. And then we get like 5th.
So, Macaroni, tell us about how is MP preparing for seasons? What are the preparations looking like?
If
honestly,
any.
It's very few.
Okay, good.
You don't think that MP is like trying to get ready combatively? Because obviously, I don't think I'm not a regular in the MP Discord, but I from what I have been like in the MP Discord and was able to see channels, you guys don't host much combat events. Like sometimes you don't host combat events in, like months.
Yeah, they really don't.
I think the leading hoster of combat events currently, to try to get us to practice, even though we don't want to, would be Vortex. He's constantly hosting like CTs and PRs, although usually nobody reacts. So.
Well, yeah, because you guys are on a
So
combat-focused regiment. People join the law enforce.
yeah, so
Yeah.
how do you feel about that? Do you are you open to having more combat focus in MP, or you just don't really care?
I wouldn't want it to be combat focused per se, but I'd definitely be
Yeah.
glad to introduce some combat into it, because me personally, I've also been getting rusty. Like I was previously in Alan's company of Green Mountain Boys,
Dude, samesies. I was in Allen Company twice.
but now I just don't. I'm not good at combat.
Well, yeah, neither am I. I think it's because they updated the map again. Actually, King Swag and Macaroni.
What?
But I just doubt Macaroni's played on the new skirmishes. I think that the new skirmish with the new musket range, dude. Have you seen me popping off in PRs? Dude, I don't know why.
I've seen that. I've also seen a lot of
Something's
people complaining about it.
yeah. I don't understand why. I think it's made things fairer for musket regiments. Because I mean, rifles are still better than muskets. Carbines are still worse than every other gun because they're carbines. But I just think that muskets like deserve the buff, especially because
Same
musket
thing.
regiments usually the worst.
Yeah, the rifle regiments are pretty upset at Yomo currently
Yeah,
because he
they.
nerfed the rifle.
How would you like to suck my balls?
Yeah. Hey, leading into that, these seasonal changes have been happening. Macaroni, what are your thoughts on do you have any predictions for season 10? Like who's gonna win? Who's gonna be the biggest losers? Who's gonna be the biggest winners?
Not really, because this is this in my years of being in CA, this is actually the first season that I've been present for. So I don't really know what to look for or anything. I'm guessing the winner would either have to be Dragoons or Marines.
Wow, Dragoons or Marines? That's a
That's pretty
prediction.
bold. Yeah.
Yeah, because most people
Usually,
when they come on here, they say like, "Oh, it's gonna be rifles. It's gonna be GMB. It's gonna be seventh. It could be
rifles.
fifth,
It's
maybe
gonna be
third."
fifth. Rifles, maybe third. But
They
all
say
right.
those. Nobody really says Marines or Dragoons, but no, it's a good
I'm
prediction because
sure
yeah, nor anything. This is gonna put a bunch of
Nora's
propaganda.
gonna cream hearing that.
Yeah, Nora's gonna give you like IRL money for saying that. Well, no, you're probably on Nora's paycheck. That's why. But no, I
This
think
episode is sponsored by Nora Kalinius
and so
and his
Macaroni
Continental Marines.
on seasons. Where do you think MP will place out of the 9 regiments?
If not,
You
if not
can
the
just say
lowest,
last.
yeah, if not the lowest, then probably the second lowest.
Yeah, and
I don't.
yeah. So
But if you remember, a
yeah,
lot of people have a pressure facing MP because Rel said that anybody who does lose to MP is immediately getting disbanded. So I feel like them having that
and
pressure
merge into
facing you
MP.
guys. Yeah, it could help you guys a little bit. Could throw the
Yeah,
other team off their game.
and so like when you fight big regiments like 5th or like at like match day 6, you fight 7th, which is a big match for you guys.
Speaking of the 7th Line Infantry, Macaroni, did you know the 7th Line Infantry is the most ignorant regiment my co-host has ever conquered?
We fit it into every episode. We just
Every
have to do
episode,
it.
it's gotta be said.
It's a trend. But
Did
no,
you know that?
I hope
No,
MP does well, but knowing MP not going to do well. I think their best finish was like 5th place in season 4 because they had to leave. They wanted to go. They were going to get to Crown season, but mid PR there was a big exploiting SOE on Bunker Hill, and they had to
Yeah.
leave. Really unfortunate. God Bellavia always like tells a story. Him and Billy Silly. Reminiscing on better times. These old fellas.
See, Cody remembers all of the CA history because he's really old.
Okay, both of you are older than me, I assume.
No, what? No.
Dude, you're like 40 years old, and Macaroni's like
Okay.
17 billion years old.
The amount of times I've been asked if I'm like 37.
Dude. But so before we move on to another CA related topic, you're the maker and like head editor of the Constable papers. You want to tell the viewers who are watching this, like, what the constable papers are?
Yeah, so the constable's paper is weekly release, a weekly released newspaper in both the military police server and in its own server. It pretty much tells about recent news in MP, 3rd Brigade, and the CA as a whole. Weekly releases are released every week at Sunday, 1 p.m. EST. Also, there's going to be, we're going to rally in Bunker Hill on June 2nd.
Yeah, unfortunately,
yeah.
as the assistant producer, I will not be able to make that. However, what do you have to say to those few individuals who think that you copy the Continental Times old newspaper system?
First of all, that I didn't. But second of all, I won't deny that it was like inspired
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
some motivation was taken out of it.
I feel like another argument you can make is that, no offense to our friends over at the CA Times, not the CA Times, the CA Media team and stuff over there, but they haven't posted any newspapers or anything
Yeah,
in
in like
months.
months.
So
And
essentially, TCP is just filling that void where they left off.
And currently we're on the 14th edition.
yeah, and I was
Yeah, that's
just
ready
gonna
to go.
say, like, not a lot of people know about the TCP, but you guys release weekly, and if you guys want to check out the TCP, obviously the link's gonna be in the description, and you can read the papers weekly in the Discord, and if you go in the MP Discord, you can go to reaction rolls and get a roll for it. But no, I wish it was more wide known. They started posting it like in CA shouts or something,
Yeah.
just because it's actually pretty good. I've read a couple editions myself because I have the ping for it. And
So
obviously,
yeah,
Kickstarter's the assistant producer.
so with the rise of your newspaper here, Macaroni, naturally we experience the same thing. You have competition. Obviously, it happens inevitably. What do you think about your arising competition?
I think that it's not very rising.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Oh, shots fired.
Honestly, it doesn't look very great. Speaking of which, the 15th edition is planned to have a different design. We'll see how you guys like that.
I've
But
actually
anyways,
seen it. It looks very good. Yeah, I've seen it.
yeah. Back on the competition, it's less competition than I expected when I first heard about it.
I can't really think of any other regiment or people in CA making newspapers other than the
Yeah,
CA
it was.
Times.
It's Airhawk's CICG paper code that he's trying to start up. I assume he's just going to see this anyway.
Yeah.
Yep, but obviously hasn't come off the ground yet. So Macaroni, you're obviously an MP. You're a big member. Big question is, I think you're a master sergeant, right? Master of the law enforcement. But when do you think you're gonna get an OA? I know recently it's been stated a couple times that Jeff has put a cap on the MP officers.
Yeah, because Jeff is just capping everybody. Capped our NCOs, capping your
He is
officers.
such.
Cap,
Honestly,
cap this,
he's
cap that.
dude. He is the biggest operator of his own brigade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever Jeff does get a second episode, we will tell him to put Macaroni in OA, no matter the cap.
If Macaroni, by the time we get to a season 3 with Jeff, if he's still
Macaroni
not
will
in
be
OA,
fucking Colonel.
you better be Colonel by then, dude.
But
I mean,
actually,
do we need to? We can bring the cult back because the cult is what actually got you promoted to Master Sergeant in the first place.
I was gonna say on the topic of MP Highcom, it's probably one of the better MP Highcoms we've seen. And obviously they seem to like you quite a lot. They've been promoting you quicker than most. So what are your thoughts on them? You got Wake, Hyena, John the Bomb, and Napoleonic / that Prussian. Well, what are your thoughts on them?
They're
You can
very
be honest.
helpful. They're very helpful. Prussian and Hyena aren't the most active, but they're still active enough.
And I think
Yeah,
Wake
that's
is the
pretty
most
much all.
active out of all of them because I always see him in like 3rd Brigade stuff and in events and on Bunker Hill and stuff. But yeah, this is one of the better MP Highcoms.
Wake has issued hits on me in Bunker Hill where he orders a Continental when he orders somebody on the Continental team to kill me.
Yeah,
this is why
Macaroni
his
9012 has about 9012 ops after Wake gets on Bunker Hill.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
this
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 is
guy has so
why
many hitmen.
Jeff is lowering Wake's demeanor on the evaluations.
This is when we definitely forever get to Wake's episode, and like we definitely do it and we definitely record it when he definitely says
Yeah,
yes. We'll
he's gonna say.
we'll bring up his
So,
crimes against humanity by hiring hitmen to kill one of
so
his men.
if Wake ever does want to come on the podcast, we have multiple things to discuss, such as the racial divide in MP.
That killing Macaroni, ruining Macaroni's entire career. Well, that's actually Jeff. Jeff is ruining his entire career. Jeff is ruining
Yeah, it's
everybody's
all
career.
Jeff's fault. He's
You know,
just he's capped this,
you're the
capped
reason
that.
that like the immigration problem in the United Kingdom, Jeff's fault. I mean, it's as simple as that. But yeah, the MPI come pretty well. I assume you like all them, and one day will serve under them as an officer. Because I assume
Yep.
that's your aspirations.
That is the goal.
On your aspirations, dreams, goals, and in other words that have something to do with goals. Okay, what are your biggest goals in the CA? And as well for like the constable papers.
So for the CA, I plan to get at least captain, although I'm planning to stay for about 3 more years. So
Just in the group?
yes.
Yeah, and in 3 more years, you'll be how old? How just like
I will actually be 18.
okay, so
yeah.
right now you're 15?
Cody can't
Very
math.
shortly, yes.
Dude, shut up, man. Dude, I was
In
talking
3
to
years, Sweet Pea will be 13.
Dude, I was talking to Jeff today, and my birthday is June 12th, and I'm like, my birthday is in how many days? And I go to ask Siri, and I'm like, oh crap, it's just 13 days.
Yeah.
Because I'm just so stupid. But yeah. So in 3 years' time, I assume you're going to have already a bunch of experience as an officer, since unless Jeff the Iron takes fucking 3 years to
Yeah,
uncap
more
the MP
caps.
officers.
It's seeming possible currently.
Dude,
Yes,
imagine
so
6 years from now, MP's still capped.
So, Macaroni, obviously in CA, the main focus of the entire game is combat, right? That's the reason we have seasons, PR, stuff like that. MP is pretty much the farthest away you can get from that. So, what makes MP enjoyable for you? Why do you do what you do? It's a very deep question.
Yeah, I like enforcing the law, like genuinely. I know that's kind of made fun of, I guess, but I find it fairly fun, and that's most of the reason. And doing the process to rank up, like entertaining, I guess, kind of
Lego Army promotion is always fun.
Yeah, and
like
another reason,
engaged.
like
Yeah,
if we go back to the last question, I assume another reason you're you like MP is, well, you have the constable papers, and you have a lot of, I hope, goals for that as well, to like grow out of MP, and just kind of soon enough a lot of CA people know about the constable papers, and that's probably another big reason you like MP, because you have the
yeah,
constable papers and a lot of goals. So what would your goal be for the constable papers, like overall?
yeah. So the constable's paper is a major linking factor between me and MP. At first, when I first introduced the staff team, it had 4 people, and that was at the 4th edition. Now it has 13 people on the 14th edition, and I'm hoping to get like at least 3 more. After, I think, the 50th edition, or sometime around there, I plan to try to make it bigger, as in like CA wide.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
50th edition. You're on
So-
14 now. You said, so that's like what? I mean,
So eventually, you
A
just
year
want
It's
to
multiple
keep
months.
expanding and like further fill the void that the Times media left.
pretty much.
pretty big goals. But if you keep it up and hopefully get more recognition. I mean, this podcast was originally just a little thing in CICG, but then like Iron and HQ
Yeah.
started pushing it out, and now we get a couple hundred
Yeah.
views every episode.
Like, yeah, it started as like just a silly little idea
So-
I had, and then next thing you know, I have Iron Gamer coming on.
And I assume that'll happen the same with you. You know, one day the constable paper will just like I think I said to you in the past. I think if like it eventually just like goes and shouts or something, and you just gotta get publicity
Yeah.
for it. And I hope the constable papers does grow, because I actually have read a couple editions myself. It's pretty good.
Yeah. For now, the like tiny stepping stone goal is to get 10 reactions, just 10, because I'm surprised we haven't gotten that already. 10 reactions on one release.
Well, hopefully, in the description below, I'll include a link to join that TCP server, and hopefully, a lot of people who view this will go check that out. It's very entertaining stuff, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's very
it's pretty good.
quality.
Yeah, very very well edited. But no, more people will
Yeah,
eventually know
because
about it, and hopefully it'll become a big newspaper. Yeah.
he pushes his slaves, employees to work
His
really hard on it.
child labor.
Yeah, I've made a joke about outsourcing our workforce to GMB and Fifth.
Oh, but you know, the constable papers is a pretty big thing for you being an MP. Another reason is that you just want to get officer. That's a good goal. How high are you willing to go? Like in officer ranks or in CA ranks, actually. Like if you want to be HQ or something.
I think that Colonel would be possible.
So Colonel's the
my-
biggest goal. Like just
Yeah.
no bar, no expectations. Just hopefully one day I get Colonel.
To be honest, I wouldn't eliminate Brigadier General from possibilities, but I personally wouldn't want to go any higher than that, because of the tendency I have to have waves of activity and then waves of inactivity.
So basically, you just want to be like a normal officer and kind of just cool down. And if you get the chance to be high comm and colonel or even BGen, you take it.
Yeah,
That's a
I
pretty
feel
good
like
mindset.
that used to be my thing. My original goal, I said it on like a really, really old episode, I think. My original goal was either like captain or major, but since I got to those ranks, I realized that your ambition to go higher comes with promotions and stuff like that. And here I am at XO.
Yeah, and even like at the ranks, because I know you're still master sergeant, so you still have the officer ranks to go through. Me and King Swag being major and XO. I mean, we both still have ambitions. You know, I wish to
Cody
maybe go
was
back
once
to.
XO as
I was
well.
I was once colonel too. And I obviously wish I could one day go back to being XO or colonel. King Swag obviously wishes he wants to be colonel one day. Most people do in this group once they get that high of a rank.
I mean, obviously, but we have a pretty solid colonel right now. I'm not in any
Yeah,
rush.
I think just most people have the good rank ambitions. And you know, because when I was in GMB, I was like, all right, I'll just get officer, and then I'll be cool. And then once I got officer in CICG of all places, I got ranked back up. I got ranked up to major very quickly. And you know, once you get officer, your career can go so many ways. And probably for you, since you're a pretty big
Yeah,
member of MP, you'll
that's
probably have a good officer career.
and that's what I've said. I don't know how many people would agree with me, but this is off my personal experience. Is that going from NCO to officer is a very big jump. It's a very big change. So so when you get when you pass your OA and get ranked lieutenant, that's really your make or break point. Your career can either drown or you can be successful.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes you got officers who just go inactive, and then you
And
got
yeah,
officers who
I've
like do really well.
witnessed both.
But yeah, one day when Jeff stops his tyranny and hold
Capping.
over the military police,
Jeff
then
the tyrant, literally.
yeah, literally Jeff's the tyrant because he's destroying the military police. You'll be officer, because I assume that you're gonna be the first person they put in OA when they
No,
haven't
Cody,
not capped.
you gotta be careful because Jeff does watch these and he's gonna demote you again.
Oh, he already knows my feelings.
Again.
But free macaroni, 9012.
Hashtag free macaroni. Gotta get macaroni
Yeah,
the cheese hat.
I've been told that I've been told by a couple people that MP is doing me dirty by letting so many lieutenants join, like transfer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess people, because a lot of lieutenants, you can correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of like lieutenants that join MP are really combative, but they just want to be an MP to be an MP, or they just have friends. Do you agree with that stance? That most like transfer officers are either like combative or just have friends?
I'm not too sure.
Because I feel like when I've
think
seen
that
officers
general
leave
just
or like just staff leave, been mostly combative. Like I've seen Sandman join, Rixley join, just some combative people. I mean, Duke Dog joined as an NCO. Vortex Tyrant, Vortex Clinius, whatever his name is now, he joined. I see a lot of combative people go there, but I don't think I've ever seen like Sandman on game when he was in MP, just like actually law enforcing.
No, he just spent that time harassing me, guarding.
Well, I would do the same thing. But Macaroni, you've obviously done a lot of work for MP. I hope one day your success just goes higher.
I have to check. I might have a photo of when I first met Macaroni.
Yeah,
Because
we'll have to put that in the edit.
How I met Macaroni it was back when I was an honor guardsman in like Christmas time, and we were still guarding the MP building. And
guarding
Macaroni
the MP
he was a lance corporal in MP at the time. And I remember him because he would always just stand there right at the fence line, and anytime somebody trespassed, he just cuffed them out immediately and handled it. So I could just stand there for hours doing nothing because Macaroni did my job for me.
I enjoyed that.
So thank you, Macaroni.
Yeah, and also thank you, Macaroni, for coming on. Because Macaroni, like, we made this group chat yesterday for this Discord call, and he did it today. Probably the fastest somebody's ever gotten on one of these calls.
The fastest someone's ever done this.
Scheduling these are actually terrible. Like, we waited like 3 weeks to do Wilds, and then the file corrupted. But, thank you, Macaroni, for being on this episode.
Thank you, Macaroni, for coming on.
I mean, this has been one of my favorites to film. This is actually a longer one today. But thank you for coming on. We'll make sure to link all the TCP stuff.
And to everyone watching, make sure you check out the constable papers linked in the description.
But maybe one day when you hit lieutenant or captain, you'll have to come back on this podcast and give us more of your experience.
Give you part 2.
Will do.
Thank you, everybody, for watching this. Hope you all have a good day. And catch you all next time. Bye. Bye.
Pressure.